Got rebroadcast schedule on channel 971 on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the screen, and then you can go to the website, resident website, anytime you'd like and watch the recording as well. Not many people knew that, did you? National Honey Month. Amongst other things. Always be kind. All right. I don't see if Kevin's back here. I know we have Diane. So, one of the contestants, Diane Reeves in transportation. Story goes, she really came through for me. It was a Friday and I needed to get some prescriptions, but I had no way to get them. I mentioned this to Diane, and quickly she said she would go get them after she finished her day's schedule. She could have gone home, but she went and got my needed medicine. Thank you, Diane. Diane, come on up. And we also have Kevin Wilson in Building and Grounds. He is not here today, or not here for the meeting. So the story goes, Hill City Cloggers performed their dancing at the mezzanine for healthcare residents in August. What was needed was flooring that would sustain the tap sounds of the clogs. Kevin came up with the idea of putting 3 pieces of plywood together, then securing them to the floor with Velcro to keep them in place. Kevin put a lot of thought and effort into this, and it was much appreciated by all. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Wilson.
Forgot my mic today. So, let me get started. I want to make sure that I let all of you know where we are and what we're doing. So, Merry Christmas! We're getting closer and closer to that special day. And today, we have some special guests. And let's hear what they have to share with us.
Dashing through the halls with a one-horse open cart, o'er the floors they go, checking off their chart. Smiles on every face, making all things bright. What fun it is to see them come to add to our delight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to give and give in a grateful way. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to give, large checks will be okay. The snow came down one day, the roads and walks were slick. Then soon we spotted Sean, his teamwork lickety-split. The pathways soon were clear, all cars were set to go. What fun it was to stand and watch and just enjoy the snow. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to give and give in a grateful way. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to give, large checks will be okay.
Wow, wasn't that great? I think we need to sing that chorus one more time, but with the original words. Okay, everybody singing. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Two things I need to say today. Well, actually three. The picture of Sean and the snow. I had only been here a couple of years. I've been here a little over 11 years. And I remember we had a nasty snow, one of those deep snows. And it was somewhere around 2015, somewhere along in there. I'm not sure exactly when. And when I looked out, I couldn't believe it. And of course, I had to take Katie out. So I grabbed my little shovel that I always used to dig out for her and went downstairs, and under the bridge was Sean and all of the men, just about I think, that worked here, digging out of a deep snow. I could not believe what I saw, but I was sure thankful. And by the time I got outside, I even had a little bit of help shoveling off some grass in order to take care of Katie. And when I went out back, Sam, who used to be here a long time ago, I can't remember his last name, had already dug out a big section for all the little ones. So, they take good care of us even in the snow, and they just get out there and work hard. And of course, that was back before we had all of the plows and things that we now have. And so when it snows now, which at least the last couple of years hasn't happened too much, I live on the front of Brookhaven. I hear the plow at night going up and down the road, and I think, it's snowing, even though it woke me up. That's okay. Okay, I was asked because Laura and Margaret were not able to be here today to give a report. Laura gave me some numbers and some information, and so what I'm going to do is share what Laura gave to me and then one additional comment that I have to make. From all the information that Laura gave to me, we have received in the months of June, July, and August, $32,838.25. As of September 20, on-hand and usable funds amount to $122,989.10, which includes the balance of Al's gift that remains. For those of you that may not be aware, Al was a resident here, and in his last days, in fact, the whole time he was here, and I've been involved in this committee, he was always adding another check and another check, another check to get that balance up a little bit higher. But in his last days, he gave to the Employee Christmas Fund $50,000. The committee made the decision not to use that all at once because trying to make up that kind of amount the next year, I don't think we could do it. And our goal has always been to make sure the full-time checks increase at least $25 to $50, which in this day and age is not very much. So because of that, we have used down to, according to the Residents' Council report in December of last year, we had used all but $25,000, so we'd used about half of it. And from what I understand, the $122,000 includes that $25,000. So we're basically a little over, or almost at $100,000 that we have collected and is in the bank through, from December 1st through the end of last month. We have a long ways to go. Last year we used $296,000 plus a little bit in order to give the checks. Those checks were the best that we've ever been able to increase, but that was because of Riverside. So this year we have no new giving, it's only replacement giving. We need to try to get over $300,000 if we really want to see the checks go up between $25 and $50 for full-time employees. So we have a long ways to go, and we need to really begin looking and evaluating. I know that in the past, as I've served on this committee, we've had people come to us and say, okay, I need to give more. And they talk to me and I send them to the chair because I don't deal with the money. I depend upon what they tell me. So this year, we really need to push hard. We need to get that money in to make sure that our residents are taken care of. They look forward to it. For many of them, it helps them with Christmas dinner. It helps them with their grandchildren for gifts for Christmas and their children. Let's remember them and let's look forward to helping them. When you think about what they do for us, we think about what we would spend in tips if we weren't here in a year. More than likely, we would be ended up spending more than the recommended of $2.50 a day. That $2.50 a day amounts to somewhere around $912 a year. That's really not much if you break it down to a monthly fee. So let me encourage you to take care of that. One more announcement that I was asked to make, and that is to differentiate and clarify. We have two funds that we deal with at Christmas. One is the Employee Christmas Fund. That's the money that we give all year long in order to try to come up with the monies that we need or want to give to the employees. The other committee is the Christmas Party Fund, and that fund is where we give food. Sometimes some of you that cook and like to cook yet will give food, brownies and cookies and whatever. And then some of us like me that don't like to cook anymore, we give money. They have a maximum, I believe, of somewhere around $20, $25 per person if you want to give money instead of cooking. So that's a totally separate fund, and that will actually begin, the information will come out the end of October, I believe. And you'll get a letter that'll explain it and tell you what to do, where to deliver food, where to take care of your checks. So two separate funds. The party fund, we are the ones who give the party to the residents, or to the employees. And so we're the ones that take care of all those expenses. And it's always good. There's plenty of food for the employees, and we want to keep doing that. Any questions? Thank you.
Next best thing to talk about other than giving money is elections. I know we're all sick of it. We're all sick of elections. I don't want to spit in it. You can put that up. On December the 3rd, we will be having an election of 3 new members of the Residents' Council. So I just want to give you a little kind of an update of what's happening in the next 2.5 months. Every member here, everybody that lives in independent living is a member of the Residents Association. And once a year we have an annual meeting, and the purpose of that meeting is for the chair to give an annual report and for us to elect 3 new council members. Now, it's going to be on Tuesday, December the 3rd. That will be the actual date that we vote. So that's what I'm going to speak to this morning. The Residents' Council, we have a residents' handbook, and in the handbook it tells you exactly all about the Residents' Council and the purpose of it. Now, this is what's in the Residents' Handbook: communication vehicle between administration and residents on matters affecting their life at Westminster. That is all true, but it doesn't really address or speak to the fact that the Residents' Council is as important as it is. Not because I've just served 3 years, but this is the way we as independent residents are able to speak to things that concern us, either a request, I like to say, or not a complaint, but something that you want changed. And we meet once a month, and we address a lot of issues that never get out, or maybe in the minutes, but if somebody has a written request or comes in person, Resident Council will address it. Everything that comes to us is addressed. We either send it to the proper committee, or if it's something that's out of our wheelhouse, it goes to administration. but it is addressed. And so this is really a way that you can make your wishes known. Now, the composition or the makeup of the Residence Council, there are 9 members serving 3-year terms, and it's staggered 3, 3, and 3, so that every year 3 rotate off and 3 rotate on. The 3 that are going off will be replaced by the 3 that we elect in December. We meet once a month, the first Wednesday in the month at 9 o'clock. The only other meeting that you might be involved in is each committee has a council liaison that serves with the council, the committee, so that they can, if the committee can't take care of the problem, then we take it back to council and then we pass it on to Sean. Now, anybody that lives in independent living is eligible to serve on council. The only obvious people that can't serve are somebody that has not, you have to have been off the council for a full year before you could serve again, which is not usually a problem. The way this starts is we get a nominating committee. The nominating committee of the council is made up of the 3 members that are going off plus 2 at large. And we have a nominating committee, but I want to stress that any independent living can nominate another resident or even himself. And as long as they sign a form that agrees that they will be a nominee and that they will serve, then that's all that's necessary. And so the deadline for nominations is October the 22nd. After that, you will not be able to make any further nominations, and then the nominating committee will meet, and from those nominations, we will select 6 to go on the slate. Those 6 will be on the slate, and that's what you'll be voting for in December. You'll vote for 3 of the 6. I want to speak just a minute to, people say, well, I'm not qualified, or I don't have the time. Nobody is really qualified. There are no, this is what the qualifications are for the job. But once you serve, you're serving with 6 other people who've been doing it for the last year. And I think, this is my personal opinion, that if you are a good listener and you communicate well and you're good at trying to solve a problem and you have a desire to serve, you can be on residence council. Now, I don't know who has those qualifications, but I know there are many. And so when somebody asks you to serve, don't just automatically say no. Think about it, because we all have different things that we can do that we're comfortable doing. This is the agreement to sign form, and I have put some of these forms on a clipboard on the activities board. It is very hard to find a place to put anything because every surface has got something on it. So I wanted you to be able to get an agreement to sign form, and that's where we have extra ones. You can get them from members of the committee, and they are to be signed and returned either to my mailbox or to one of the members on the committee. Now, the members that are on our committee, myself, Janice Hausman, Bill Brown, Herb Cox, and Paul Price. Herb Cox and Paul Price are the 2 at-large members, residents that we now have on the committee. So those are the ones on the committee. I think I've told you that. I've got to see what I have next. Now, the schedule goes like this. We solicit What is up there? The Residents' Council election timeline. October, this is the month that we solicit for the nominees. The deadline is October the 22nd. After the deadline passes, the nominating committee or the membership committee, they're one and the same, will meet, and from the nominees, we will select a slate of 6. In November, that slate will be announced, and their pictures, along with bios, will be posted up on the bridge so that you can read about them, because none of us know everybody that's here, whether we think they're qualified or not, and we can have a better idea of who we might vote for. The other thing is there are provisions for absentee ballot. If you need an absentee ballot, it must be a written request, and that would go to the chair of the council, Dick Byrne. And then with the instructions of what to do, and then your ballot would be put with the votes on election day. So that's how it's going to go. So from now until December 3rd, there's a lot going on. I couldn't believe when I looked at the bylaws that this process started in September. But like everything else around here, you know, you got to get the word out. Thank you.
Morning. Good to be with you all today. This morning I'd like to take a few minutes and review some projects that have recently been completed and then what's coming up. So if you would bear with me. On 8/30/24, Carter Cat Company performed preventative maintenance on our Riverside generators. That's due every 6 months, and we keep log books in our office for this. We've been chasing a few roof leaks around campus, and looks like we'll have plenty of opportunity to follow up on those this week. Fingers crossed. Push button door operators at the James River Grill entrance and the pool area, the hall from Wellness, the double doors leading into the pool. We have ordered those and will install upon arrival. Uneven sidewalks around the memory support area. We worked with Champney Concrete to get those leveled out to reduce tripping hazard. Some of you that walked the nature trail probably saw this summer we replaced some boards down there on the bridges and whatnot. Since then, we put a non-skid protective stain, and that seems to be holding up well. Cottage renovations on Westminster Way are wrapped up. I know folks that walk down there or live down there. It's been a lot going on. So I think at one time we had 4 cottages going, and those folks are moved in. On Sunday morning, September 8th, if you live in the Woods Edge building, you may have noticed we had a power outage. It was just in the Woods Edge building, and we did not lose power from AEP, but the main breaker for the Woods Edge building actually tripped, and we had to reset that. Since then, we have followed up with an electrical contractor. He's looking to see if he can make adjustments to the settings of that breaker to keep that from happening again. So more to come there. Upcoming projects, everybody loves this one. Fire alarm testing will be carried out in Drinkard and Riverside buildings. That will be in the month of October. We have such a huge campus, we just spread this out in different buildings throughout the year, as I'm sure you are aware. Hood cleanings in the month of October. That's the exhaust hoods in all of our main kitchens. This is nighttime work where a crew comes in and spends anywhere from 8 to 10 hours cleaning the hoods, and that takes place every 6 months. We got annual bed inspections for healthcare and assisted living. That will be done in October as well. And we are preparing for modernization work to begin on elevators number 5 and 6. They're in the Riverside building. TKE, the contractor that will be performing the work, gave us a tentative start date of January. So that's what we're looking at. Changing gears, moving outside. Mowing season winds down. We will turn our focus to leaf removal. And also the guys plan to aerate and overseed the entire campus this year. We skipped that last year and got it back on the schedule for this year. And I promise if it ever quits raining, we will mow the grass again. Any questions? Have a good day.
I was just told that I'm up. I'm not Lisa. I'm William. Oh, now it's... Look at that. Just a few announcements, reminders. Our All Saints Memorial Service will be the first Sunday in November, November the 3rd at 4 p.m. in the chapel. This will, once we get closer to the date, I'll also have a live stream YouTube link, and also it will be on TV 971. But if there are folks maybe off campus that would like to tune in, they can do that via the live stream on YouTube. That will also be accessible after. If you haven't seen yet, you'll see more information in your resident update. But every resident from November 1st, 2023 to October 31st, 2024 will automatically be in the list that I have compiled, and I double check it with Angela's list and also Melinda's list to make sure I don't miss anybody. Everyone who, like I said, who is a resident or a hospice patient with Westminster at Home will be automatically included in that list. If you would like to add someone, there is a list. I just put it out today on the table just outside the chapel where you can add a name. This can be someone from your family, someone from the community. It doesn't have to be from this past year, though that is, of course, our focus. Is the November 1st, 2023 to October 31st, 2024. But of course, we remember and celebrate so many who have gone before. The service is at 4 in the chapel. If you have a loved one who will be remembered and you would like to provide a photo, I create kind of a visual memorial on the altar table. I will print off pictures that I have, so even if you don't submit one, there are plenty there, and every name will also be up there as well. This service is in partnership with Westminster at Home as well. Jasmine Franklin, our social worker, and Bill Dawson, our chaplain, will be partnering with me for that service. I'm sorry for the relative late notice. It really slipped up on me that we are coming so close to October. The first Sunday of October is World Communion Sunday, so our church service at 11 a.m. on October the 6th will be in celebration of World Communion Sunday, but also that afternoon, in celebration of St. Francis Day, we will have a blessing of the animals. And we'll do it, the plan is 3 p.m. on the terrace patio down there. If it rains, we'll gather under the bridge. If you have a pet and would like for them to receive a blessing, that will be great. It's a very brief liturgy and then a little blessing, but it's great to just get together. And if you don't have a pet, but just love animals and would like to be a part of it, you're welcome to come as well. So I'll try to get something in this upcoming weekly to remind folks as well. And then my final reminder, I apologize, last week I got out the reminder, I sent out an email about the caregiver support group, and I did it the day before. Again, it slipped up on me, but I've got it now to come out in the monthly calendars. I've added that today. But this is for anybody who is serving in a primary caregiver role. This could be that your spouse, your loved one is still living in home, or they are across the way in healthcare, assisted living, or memory support, but the stresses and strains of trying to live your own life but also care for a loved one can really be stressful, can be draining. and it's a good opportunity just to come together within a community. I've talked to a few folks, monthly on the third Thursday at 10 a.m. The next one will be on Thursday, October 17th in the chapel, 10 a.m. I'll try to send out reminders, but they will be monthly. Some folks have said that that's not a good time for them. They have a standing obligation. I don't want you to think, and even if you are able to attend, that's not the only time that support for caregivers or support for any other reason for that matter is available. If I can be a listening ear, or if I can get you connected with a peer who is in a similar situation just so that you can journey alongside someone, please let me know. We have folks who are in that situation, folks who have been in that situation, who are great support systems. All right. I think that's enough for me. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right.
I was looking, trying to figure out what that was, and didn't realize it was my turn to go. So, chicken and waffles? Chicken and chicken? Chicken and honey. Okay. Cool. All right. Couple of things. So when we talk about elections, I want to remind everyone with the national elections that we do not allow for signs on doors or signs in yards of any political candidates, and would ask you to please respect that. We've been really good the last 14 or 15 years that I've been here of respecting each other, but also not putting up signs. If you want to see signs, just drive around town, go up and down Boonesboro Road, and they're around. But we ask that you not do that here. Also, if you see someone soliciting, I know back in the primaries we had some folks going door to door in the building and trying to go out in the cottages, and we asked those people to leave. So if you see someone that is passing around flyers, please ask the front desk to get security to go out and ask them to leave. Was reminded people have orange dots on their mailboxes, the cubby holes. Those orange dots, we have some new folks here, and sometimes we just need reminders. Orange dots mean that you do not want paper from us or from committees or at all. Just those people prefer to have electronic communications, and would just like to remind everyone, when you are passing out something that you think is a really good idea, a person in an orange dot may not agree with you and would ask that to come electronically. So, but please be respectful. If we try to save paper, as you can imagine, we use a lot here, and any chance that we can, let's try to do that. So please respect the orange dots. That hurt. We're going to pass bills to you. So I was, thank you for. So Angela is saying we will have things that go to you that are needed, but we will try to respect as much as possible. Thank you. Paper. The American, some of you we've heard, some of you are getting the American Community Survey that is being sent out, and some of you have already received that. It is coming from the U.S. Census Bureau. We would ask when you get that to please fill it out to the best of your ability. There are some things on there that ask about when your building was built, things like that. Try to answer it as well as you can, but you don't need to be perfect on it. If someone does come out from the Census Bureau, please refer them to Susan Thornton in Resident Life, and she can help answer any questions. Obviously, census takers sometimes get a little bit baffled by having 490 people living at one address at 501. So it seems to happen every couple of years we go through this, but be creative if you don't know something, and do it to the best of your ability. Main lobby is going to have some painting done, Matt, at the end of the month or next month? Starting Monday. the main lobby, we're going to be doing some painting. So the yellow is going to go away. It's going to be replaced by a nice cream color in the cream family. So there's probably 1,000 different shades, but we will start working on that. Also do some work to the curtains there, along with some other minor things in the lobby. So look out for that. Want to let you know that Dr. Overfelt is retiring. He's been telling me he's going to be doing this for quite a while, and I think he really means it. So he is going to be with us. I think his last visit will be here in November, and Lori and Ashley are working on trying to find a replacement for that and have a couple leads, and we'll try to get someone in place, and we'll let you know who does that. But Dr. Overfelt's been here for quite some time, and we're going to miss him. COVID numbers are down. Ashley, shaking your head yes or no, somewhat affirmatively, at least from where they were reporting the last couple of months, I think. So hopefully we've kind of gotten through that, and then it'll get cold, and we'll get flu, cold, and everything else, and COVID back. But right now we're enjoying a better time. So I do appreciate people when you are isolated or wearing a mask for your fellow people. Thank you. So those numbers are better. I think that is all I have. Any questions?
Two questions. First question is the sign next to the front desk that listed the personnel on duty and so forth that was supposed to be replaced on September 16th, and it is now September 24th, and of course it didn't specify of what year, but is there any update on that? And the second question is there any update on Dr. Lord finding a replacement for Angel down there as the nurse practitioner?
Okay, so I think I heard that the sign for the administrator on call is here and needs to be installed. So working on that, thank you. And for Dr. Lord, he has had a couple of interviews and I think has another lead on another nurse practitioner, but we have not been told that he has hired that individual yet. But we're hopeful that sooner rather than later we will have news for you, and we'll share that, push that out through emails. Any other questions? All right, go get some honey today, and thank you for your time.